What's up, you guys? Hey, it's another beautiful Maine day today. Instead of snowing, it's raining. But I got to get my one workout of the day in, out of two. So I'm out here walking the property, which is about a mile, a little over a mile if I walk the entire property. So I'll probably hit this 3 or 4 times today. Just getting some movement in. Like I said, it's raining, but we're dealing with it. Hey, I wanted to talk with you about something that I've been experiencing in my life, both professionally and personally. Over the past 4 weeks, I've been able to produce some incredible results for myself. And I feel like now more than ever, I've been focused and disciplined and dedicated to accomplishing some big things in my life. And a lot of that is coming to fruition, like I said, over the past 4 weeks. And a big part of that is I'm distraction free. I've learned to prioritize what it is I want, and I've gotten very good at being able to say no to potential opportunities and requests that aren't in alignment with what I'm after. And what I've seen a lot of guys do is they'll fall prey to other people's schedules. They'll say yes to everything, whether it aligns with what they're trying to accomplish or not. They'll acquiesce to everybody else's requests and demands, and all of that stuff can be fine, but if it comes at the expense of your own personal well-being and the results you're ultimately trying to produce, then it's an issue, and it's a trap a lot of guys fall into. And I think part of the reason we fall into this trap is because we want to be helpful, right? If you're anything like me, you want to be helpful, you want to serve, you want to lead, you want to be an assistance to other people in their time of stress or need or desire or want. But again, if it comes at the expense of your own well-being and your own results, the reality is you're going to crash and burn, and you're not going to produce what it is you want, which I imagine is to ultimately serve and help others, whether it's your family, your colleagues, coworkers, friends, etc. So I'm going to give you 3 tips that have worked well for me in accomplishing all that I have over the past 4 weeks and in my life in general. You know, I have setbacks, but ultimately this has been a very powerful, productive, and profitable 4 weeks for me. So number 1, prioritize. I mean, I've seen too many guys who are wandering about their days without any schedule, without any agenda, without any idea or thought about what it is they're trying to accomplish, what they want to do. So obviously, when somebody comes at you with a request for your time or attention or energy or other resources, naturally, if you're bored and don't have anything to do, you're rudderless, then yeah, of course, you're going to say yes. On the other hand, if you know exactly what you want, you've cast a vision for yourself, you wrote down your objectives that you want to accomplish over the next 4 weeks or quarter or even this week, and you've got all of those things documented and written down, then you can measure the people's requests with what it is you're trying to accomplish. And if they're in alignment, then move forward. If they're not, then it's not gonna work for you. And that's a hard thing, because guess what? And here's step number 2. People don't want to say no, right? Like, you don't want to say no. You're probably not all that great at it, frankly. And I was not good at it for a long time because I didn't want to offend anybody or hurt anybody's feel-bads or make them question my desire to help them and serve them, or them to say things about me that weren't necessarily true because they read into me saying no as something other than what it actually meant, which is I just don't have the time and capacity to do it. So practice saying no every opportunity you can, to say no, I'm not going to do that, I can't do that, I'm too busy, whatever the reason is. And by the way, don't just ignore people, all right? If you can't make a request of somebody else, like, don't just ignore it, just acknowledge it, and then have the balls and the audacity to say, no, that doesn't work for me right now. You don't even need to give a reason. You don't owe anybody anything. In fact, I would actually encourage you to not give a reason, because it's harder to not give a reason when you're saying no. So you say, no, I'm not going to do that right now. I don't even like saying I can't do that, because I can do it. I'm just not going to. So I choose to use the language that I really mean, which is, no, I'm not going to be able to do that right now. So get good at saying no. Practice it. And the better, or the more you practice it, the better you'll get at it. And then you'll, of course, create the freedom and flexibility and time for you to do your thing. So that's point number 2. And the last point that I wanted to make is just eliminate the distractions. All right, just eliminate all distractions. If you have distractions and you have thoughts and you have ideas and you have people requesting your time and you have temptations and all these other things that get in our way, then you're going to deviate, right? You're gonna wander off course. I was walking in the field yesterday with my oldest son, and there's some snow left in the field, and as we were walking back up to the house, I looked back at our tracks, and our tracks were straight. We came out of the woods, and it was a straight path and track up to our house. And our dog, our first dog was with us, Sarge, and it's a great boy, German Shepherd. Anyways, he was with us, and we looked at his tracks, and they were wandering back and forth, and he probably went 3 times as far as we did just because he was wandering back and forth. He'd get distracted by something he'd smell or something he'd see, he'd go off and chase a bird, and then he'd come back on course. And it was funny as my son and I were watching this, or looking at the tracks, but it's true that we do it as well, right? We get distracted, we get off course, we see a bright and shiny object, and we decide to instead pursue that, and we don't give ourselves enough focus, clarity, direction, purpose, drive towards that singular pursuit that we're after. And then we look back and we see how far we've gone, but frankly, we really haven't gone anywhere. It's like we're treading on a treadmill, you know, running as hard as we can, putting forth the effort, but not getting anywhere. So consider what you're distracted by and think about how you might be able to eliminate those distractions so that you can accomplish not only what you want, but do it in record time and record pace and with maximum efficiency and effectiveness. Guys, that's what we're after. So prioritize and execute. Think about what it is you're trying to accomplish. Know exactly what it is. Get crystal clear specifically on what it is you want. Get very good at saying no to people. Don't make their problems your problems. Guys, that's important. All right, everybody else is going to request your time and your attention and your energy and your resources, and they're not being devious when they do it, by the way. They're just working their schedule. So we don't have to think ill of these people or think bad about them, but just understand, as much as they're trying to work their schedule, you're trying to work yours. So don't make their problems your problems unless it's something you signed on to do, but be very aware of that and learn to say no. And then of course the last tip is to eliminate distractions, temptations, anything that may keep you from accomplishing your task at hand, your objective. So there it is. I hope that helps. If you have any more tips, share them below, because guys, we're in this together. All right, this is the order of man for a reason. We're in this together. This is a tribe, this is a fraternity, this is a brotherhood, and we all got to help each other out. So if you have some tips that have worked for you for accomplishing maximum results in your life, producing on big levels, then please drop them in the comments below. Share this, let people know what we're all about. Man, now more than ever, it's critical that we as men step up. We live in unprecedented times, dangerous times, scary times in a lot of ways, and a lot of uncertainty. And I think what we've been talking about over the past 5 years with Order of Man has proven to be invaluable in our ability and our effectiveness in leading ourselves, our families, our businesses, and our communities. Looks like a raindrop fell on my camera there, so that's my sign to sign out. All right, guys, get after it. Leave the comments. Glad we're in this battle together. We'll catch you guys soon.